This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, and welcome to Daily Flash. We got today's talk, tomorrow's trends. So glad to have you here. And, of course, we talk about all the things that's going on, in the realm of pop culture. But I think everybody's still reaming about what happened, of course, with the White House Correspondents' Dinner, right?
Isn't that insane? I mean, if something had gone differently, God bless the men and women of the Secret Service and law enforcement for stopping that guy before he breached the doors to that ballroom, because we would have had a completely different show, I think, today. But, on a lighter note, when you look at the journos in the room, you have to laugh.
This is what people are talking about.
Journos love a good freebie, and these people did not miss a moment. You saw a couple of women just hoarding the bottles of wine and champagne. And
I love this.
Grabbing as many, putting them in their handbag. You saw one woman throwing back a bottle of wine and chugging it. I suppose maybe she's thinking this could be the end, so why not, drink myself, silly. But it was so tacky and so unbelievable, but it showed you everything you need to know about today's journalists.
There is also a video going around of a gentleman who, as all this craziness is happening, he is just sitting there and just eating. And I saw in social media popped up. His wife, I get, he was the husband of a journalist.
Okay.
What I was gathering. And she was like, hey, you probably saw this guy eating when all this is happening. Well, that person was my husband. And what was funny about it is they kind of set it up to explain, why were you so that's what I thought I was getting.
Yeah.
And he went in and explained what he was eating. He was like, it was so delicious. It was a salad. He kind of made fun of it.
Yeah.
They were having fun of it. But it is kind of weird that we're having fun of something that is so freaking serious.
Horrible, yes.
A horrible, horrible situation. And even set up, I don't want to go down a political road, but some of what Kimmel said about the widowing. What if?
Yeah.
Think about that. What if something would have happened? How haunting those words would have been. So I say that as a person has said many things that I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So I'm not, hands free or anything. But imagine what if something would have happened to that night and reflecting on what Kimmel had said about...
Unfortunately, I think with Kimmel, he probably would have celebrated it. That just seems to be
That seems like the thing of it right now.
And I saw somebody post on X, it's crazy to think that Roseanne got fired and lost her entire livelihood over a really bad joke about Valerie Jarrett. And yet, Kimmel has made atrocious remarks about the president and the first lady and Erica Kirk, and continues to thrive on ABC. In fact, it's almost as if they're encouraging it. And you look at the nonsense that comes off of The View, you're like, how in anybody's right mind is this okay?
If you think...
And this is Disney.
If you think about how it is allowed if it's politics,
Yeah.
because we put our politicians on a different level or whatever, it's like, it's okay to talk about, but really, no, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Their mindset is
but it's not okay. And it never has been okay until, I don't know, until recently.
I did not know about this. You were explaining earlier, I was overhearing about the phone call that President Trump had sent. I love this story.
So President Trump called Jonathan Karl. He's a political correspondent for ABC. Karl has been very outspoken about his dislike for President Trump. But President Trump called him at 7 o'clock in the morning after the White House Correspondents' Dinner at home on his personal number to say, are you okay? I'm checking in. Or how are you feeling? So Jonathan Karl gets on George Stephanopoulos' show and describes this exchange. He's like, no one has my home number. The president calls me at home to find out if I'm doing okay and wants to talk to me and have a conversation. So he's basically kind of giving this glowing review of the president and the fact that the guy took the time to call him to check to see if he's okay. In the meantime, I guess George Stephanopoulos is just seething behind the scenes.
So I'm glad you shared that, because talking about ABC, and I think you have to understand that we're all in this whole thing together. You might not believe one thing to another, but that's showing a little bit of human compassion.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people will probably turn that around. Well, he did it for political reasons or what, but it doesn't matter. He did it.
Right.
He's made, I think that says nobody should ever have to get hurt, harmed, or any way whatsoever politically.
On a different note about something that you mentioned and being sort of misconstrued, I don't know if you saw the Ben Stiller post on X.
I did not.
Ben Stiller is a huge Knicks fan. He's at the Knicks game, same night of the White House Correspondents' Dinner. He sends out a post at the same time that story breaks that says, "We got it done." Everybody interpreted that as Ben Stiller celebrating the fact that the president's life was again attempted and somebody tried to take his life. What Ben Stiller was posting was, "We got it done. The Knicks won the game." And it's one of those moments I think forces us to all kind of hit the pause button about interpreting what's been posted, what people are saying.
Pausing, because we are in that instant. We got to be the first, and we got to spread it. We have, and look, we're guilty of it. I'm guilty 100%. Of it. That's what this is what we're here doing in broadcasting.
Yeah.
But you're right, and accountability as well. And Ben Stiller probably felt horrible.
Right, and probably didn't realize it.
He couldn't even put the two together.
We got it done. That was his post, and everybody interpreted that as him celebrating that. So anyway,
mercy.
It's been an interesting week for sure.
This it has, of course.
Yeah.
You are a huge part of our show, right, Jackson?
Yes, you are. James Alexander joining us now with our question of the day.
Yes, question of the day. If you could ask your partner one question and get a 100% honest answer, what would it be?
Oh.
Okay. Does this make me look fat? I imagine the first time. All right, I can tell you. No, I think. You come up with some great deep questions. I was like, why do you love me? Because really what I'm doing, I want to find out about me more by asking that question, right?
That's kind of selfish answer.
It is selfish, but you know that if it's 100% true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or you can go the opposite way. What do you hate about me? And then you'll find out. Or not dislike.
I don't know. I can't even think of anything. James, how about you?
Really? I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyway, so I'm not going to trust her to give me a right answer.
James is going to change the next day anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or both ways, guys and girls.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, it's the same reason why if a woman ever asks you, what do you want in a woman? I would never tell her. I would never tell her because she would try so hard to be what I want in a woman instead of what I need in a woman. So I would never tell her.
Interesting.
Yeah,
what you want versus what you need. Maybe that is a good question. All right, let us know what you think about this question of the day. Share your thoughts. What would you ask your significant other if they could give you a 100% true answer? Okay, let's get to some of our trending stories right now. We're going to start with this one. Puerto Rico has named its second openly transgender woman to compete in the Miss Universe Puerto Rico 2026 contest, and his name is Gabriel Rodriguez Velasquez. The Senate's president in PR has criticized the pageant organization regarding the inclusion of transgender contestants, threatened to pull all government funding for the 75th Miss Universe pageant scheduled to be held in San Juan. Now, they are currently holding a $1.5 million payment to the organization following concerns over contestant transparency. Several government leaders have opposed the inclusion of trans contestants in this pageant. He's not apologizing. He's saying, I'm a man, I'm competing as a man, this is my name, but I like to dress up and look like a woman. So can there not be a pageant for this particular type of individual separately?
You're taking away, let's say he wins or...
Yes!
And I want to make sure he goes with the pronoun, because I don't want anybody offended.
I don't think he does because he gave his male name.
So if we say him, I'm telling you, that's what... because of what you just said. This takes away from it, and this is also just a nice little branch off of men in sports and women's sports, is that it's set aside for those things.
Yes.
It's set aside for that, and so you're taking that opportunity away. I think I just saw this past week Dave Chappelle, and you've heard this about Caitlyn Jenner getting Woman of the Year, right?
Yeah,
and if you Google this, because he's dead on, right? He's like, hold on. Within 1 year, you became Woman of the Year. Without one period, you are now a Woman of the Year.
It is so true.
It's because they want it on paper as that, and it's not looking at substance. And it goes back a little bit of what we were saying at the top of the show about how can you get controversy as far as spreading the word and getting it out, being the first.
But here's my question.
I get that, though.
How did we go from Me Too to men in locker rooms, men in women's sports, men in women's locker rooms, men competing in pageants, men winning Women of the Year. I just don't understand the disconnect. We've gone from 0 to 150 in 2.5 seconds, and nobody seems to be bothered by it.
Yeah, I think that people are bothered by it, but they are afraid to come out.
Thank you, James.
Canceled.
We're going to talk about this a little bit later on in the show again, but we want to hear from your comments now. First off, Brain Flash question: what streaming series brought back Metallica's song "Master of Puppets"? So coming up next. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you got today's Brain Flash question right. We'll give you the question again. What streaming service brought back Metallica's song Master of Puppets? It was back in the 80s. I think you already know, don't you? Stranger Things, of course. Metallica, I agree with that. Well, our next guest is tech leader Sheekha Singh, and she has a new book out. It's titled Unburnable Ambition: How Overachievers Win Without Burning Out. She joins us now to share some wisdom from her book from Toronto, Canada. Sheekha, welcome to Daily Flash. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. All right, you have 4 tips that you want to let people know about that can lead very creative and productive lives. Before we jump into that, what gives you the knowledge to pass this on? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a podcast host. I've published 2 books, and I am a tech leader. And in doing that, I ended up burning myself out, and I did not even know that I was burning out. So I decided to do some research and publish the book.
All right. Everybody comes to this point, so this information is very important. We want to make sure that you have a very productive life without losing yourself. Your first tip, you say set goals that inspire without overwhelming. How does one put those together?
Start with smaller, achievable goals. For example, if you want to write a book, I would not begin by writing 10,000 words a day, but instead, I would start with writing at least 5 sentences or at least 1 page. So, small, achievable goals would help you retrain your mind and your mindset the way you look at goals. And consistency. You want to set goals that you can perform or any actions towards those goals every day.
Yeah. It seems like little victories are what kind of keep us going. And when you have those smaller goals, if you have more victories, you're going to feel, more, creative and the fact that you're heading in the right direction. Besides, it seems like when you do that, let's say for writing a book, that makes for a good foundation and it gives you some time to expound on that. That's a great advice there. Your next tip is to build boundaries that actually protect creativity. So people could take away my creativity. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, yeah. You have a set of people that are going to drain you and some set of people that are actually going to recharge you. So this is going to be difficult for anyone who has never said no in their life. So you need to learn how to say no to protect your boundary so that you protect your energy, and that way you are ready and energized to spend time on all of your creative projects.
And is it okay, maybe negative situations, I imagine you could put in there. Of course, you would stay away from that. But I guess that same mindset needs to go around those people that are vampires. They're sucking all the energy out of you. You don't have to take them out of your life. It's just when you get into that creativity, are you saying just maybe compartmentalize yourself away from them?
Perfect. I have added tips after each chapter in the book. And this particular chapter, I provide templates that you can use with your friends and family, because we know they are the toughest to say no to, that you can tell them no in a very nice and kind way without sounding rude.
Right.
Or without sounding like you're always telling them no and that you don't have time for them.
All right, your next tip is to recognize those early burnout signs. And once you do, you got to pivot. What are some of those burnout signs?
Great question. Fatigue, constant snapping at your partner,
Oh, yeah.
loss of appetite, and not finding joy in things that you love doing. So for example, I loved podcasting and I would have multiple guests, but at some point in time, I'm like, oh my God, okay, another interview. No, this is not happening. So once you figure out what those signs are, you need to start taking action. Don't just rub them off. My watch always used to give me signs. Okay, you're having a stressful day. You need to calm down. Or the other sign would be, your body battery is very low. You need to take rest. And I would just ignore them. But the thing is, you need to rewire your brain and your mindset to make sure that, okay,
Yeah.
when you're seeing things like those, change them and do something about it.
Yeah, I like that. And just being cognizant and aware, it's being self-aware. Love that. Your final tip is to reconnect ambition, joy, rest, and authenticity. Okay, how do you do that without being, melancholy or thinking too much of the past and that sort of thing? Is that what you're saying, or just maybe making new goals? I don't want to speak for you, but what do you mean by that?
So the entire thing was for overachievers. If you're an overachiever, chances are you already have multiple projects lined up. You're
Yeah.
already working on different things, and you want to give your 100% on everything that you're doing. So read the book and you'll find out how you can actually do everything that you want to do, but not burn yourself out. Establish boundaries, learn to say no, create systems that work for you, not
Okay.
against you, and take time to do nothing. These are just some of the tips where you can feed your ambition and also not get burnt out.
Burnout is, I would imagine, probably the biggest. And it's actually part of the process, I would imagine, as well, because you got to say, this is what I want to do. I got to power through this. And so you can look on the other side of that sort of thing. Is there, should you take on challenges, maybe that the hardest things first? Or do you just go back to what you said initially of like, get those small victories? Meaning, like, sometimes I want to get like the bigger project done out of the way, so then everything else is downhill. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
Is it going to drain you or is it going to recharge you?
Okay.
If it's a difficult project and you want to tackle that first, but if it's draining you, then I would put that to the end of the day or to a time when, to the beginning of the day where you're like, okay, fine, I am 100%, I am not drained out, I have the rest of the day, I can spend time on this. But if it's going to recharge you, then why not? Just do it.
Very cool. I love that. Thank you. You made my day feel a bit better. I'm going to go after that. Thank you so much for joining us, Sheekha. And of course, you can get a copy of her book. It's called Unburnable Ambition. You can go to sheekhasing.com. We'll have links on our website.
We turn now to healthy living with Obi. Celebrity fitness and nutrition expert and best-selling author Obi Obadike is here to talk about how exercise is one of the best things for your brain. Obi, welcome back. Great to see you again.
What's going on, Andrea? How are you? So great to be in your presence.
Likewise, my friend. So how does exercise help our brains?
So let's break this down. So physical activity is going to change the structure and the chemistry of your brain. When you exercise, your brain, it will release important chemicals, one of them being a brain-derived neurotropic factor, okay? And that's going to help to stimulate the growth of new blood vessels, and neurons in the brain. Also, physical activity will trigger the release of these molecules, which will help to reduce brain inflammation and protect brain cells from damage. And what that also does, it will boost, it will boost neurotransmitters, okay, such as dopamine and serotonin, which will help to regulate your mood and your cognition. So that's technically how exercise will really improve the health of your brain, cognition, memory function, and make you more alert as well too.
And so, Obi, what kind of exercise are we talking about here? Are we talking about a simple walk or an intensive gym session?
It's low to moderate, whether it be walking, whether it be cycling, whether it would be jogging, any type of basic movement is helpful with exercise when it comes to improving, the health of your brain. Doesn't have to be intense at all.
I think that's important for a lot of people because sometimes they get overwhelmed with the idea of I've got to have this intense workout routine and lift weights and all that stuff. What about foods that can boost our brain function?
Sure. There's a lot of great brain boosting foods. One of them being fatty fish. It can be sardines, trout. Okay, any type of fatty fish because of the omega-3 fatty acids. Also, leafy greens. When you're talking about broccoli, when you're talking about spinach, when you're talking about any type of green whatsoever. Berries, like you just got berries like strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. Nuts and seeds. You're talking about walnuts, almonds. These are all going to improve your cognition. Also going to improve your brain function big time. So any type of whole foods, even whole grains like oatmeal, any type of whole grains whatsoever is going to definitely be very, very helpful brain boosting foods.
I think there's been a lot of focus recently on staying sharp in your older years, how to recognize dementia, how to reduce the risk of dementia. And you mentioned exercise and the brain activity early on. So what are your thoughts about the truth that exercise can reduce the risk of dementia?
So I want to mention two studies, one of them being a 2025 meta-review study. And this was in the British Journal of Sports Medicine. They followed 255,000 people, okay? And they exercised twice a week, moderate to low intensity. And they found that it reduced the risk of dementia. And it also improved brain function and brain memory and also focus. There was another 2025 study that was in the Journal of American Directors Association. Now, they followed over 90,000 people over a 4.5-year period, all right? And they exercised, I believe, as little as probably 35 minutes and about twice a week, moderate to low intensity. And that study showed that it reduced dementia by 41%. It also improved the individuals, their memory, their brain function, and their cognition as well too. There's even evidence of a study of someone exercising just one time, temporarily improving your focus and your alertness and as well as your memory. So what that means is that it's probably a good thing if you got an important meeting or me, a TV show right now, maybe exercise right before you do that, right? Because it's going to temporarily improve your alertness and improve your focus. And this is why exercise is so powerful with regarding your brain. Your brain, your exercise, it heightens your endorphins in your brain. It regulates your mood. That's why I was talking about the neurotransmitters as far as it activating that, which regulates your mood and your mood and your cognition.
Well, Obi, anytime we exercise and we get the dopamines going and we get the endorphins going, I think it makes us a better person. I think we look more attractive to other people. I mean, and it's doing something just as simple as getting off the couch and maybe doing a quick walk around the block. That's all it takes. Obi, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well, too. I appreciate it.
For more information, please visit obiobadike.com or follow Obi on Instagram at obiobadike. You can also check him out on the bi-weekly radio show On Point with Wandalyn Stokes on Atlanta's WAOK-AM and nationally at Odyssey.com.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's
Jackson,
talk.
I don't know what it is. The shine.
I know.
What is going? There's a huge sign.
Giant sparkle.
Look at
coming
this.
off of James's ring finger.
James, explain to everybody what that is, bro.
That is our state championship ring for Lake Mary High School. Go Rams. We won. We had a whole documentary, and we finally got our rings.
Oh, documentary? Tell me
There
about
was
that.
a whole documentary. We had it at Oviedo Mall. We did it's a 2-hour documentary on the entire season. So yeah, you see me flashes of me in it too.
Head coach of Lake Marion High School.
And Scott Perry, Coach Perry.
His wife,
Deanne.
known her
is
for
probably,
years.
I love that woman to death.
One of the most incredible human beings I've ever met.
Yep.
Both of them, really.
She's got the best personality in
She
the world.
is.
I love her to death, and she used to work with us. So
Yeah.
it's so cool to see like that happen. That is such a big deal, and that ring says it. It needs to be a
That
big
thing
deal,
is
right?
amazing.
Right?
It's big. It's too big for me, but I ordered a bigger size. But yeah,
That's bigger than a Super
But I'm
Bowl
giving this to
ring.
my son. My son. He's the reason
Who was
why-
on the team, right?
He was on the team.
did
Plays
he not
outside
get a ring?
linebacker. No, he didn't get a ring because he just started last year, so he didn't get called up. But he was there every day with the team, learning the defense and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So this year we're praying
That's
that'll be
cool,
his
dude.
breakout year.
Okay.
But this is his ring because I would have not gotten this had he not
That's a good
decided
point.
to play football.
Yeah.
And I came into coaching. So.
All right.
And but I ask to borrow it every once in a while.
Just for fun.
I need one of these. It'll go with my
You're
collection.
right. It
The
would
thing
go.
is,
Yeah, it doesn't even fit on your thumb.
I think we're cool with it.
Hey, one day I'll be like Brady with multiple
It
rings.
even has your name on it. It
Yeah.
says
my
Coach
name.
Alexander.
And there's an
Isn't that
inscription
great?
inside that says relentless effort, attention to detail, and mental toughness.
Go
So awesome,
Rams.
James.
Go
So
Rams.
awesome.
All right.
Before we do anything, we like to check in with you about our stations across the nation.
Yes, 219 stations across this country in the American Forces Network. We love having fun. We love seeing you. Click on Daily Flash Show and you find out where we are and click on where to watch. Our local friend today comes from WHDO TV in Orlando, Florida.
Orlando.
Oh, damn.
Tell me more about this
Orlando, man. I know it's a mysterious place, right? Mysterious. It's the theme park capital of the world. Okay.
Seems to be so, right?
Now get this: over 75 million people have visited this place. It's amazing. I mean, so many people
A
love
year?
it. A year.
Wow, that's a lot.
Just Orlando, not including the entire state of Florida. It's over 100 and some odd million including Florida. So that's a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
And it's named after a Disney hero.
Ooh, which
It's named
Disney
after a
hero?
Disney hero? Orlando who?
It's actually way back. It's a whole history lesson I have to give you.
Oh,
guys.
really?
And if you don't know, you can find out on our website at
Ooh.
dailyflashshow.com.
Oh, I'm going to look that up.
My TV has Google on it, right? So
Yeah.
I get a lot of YouTube videos now,
Yeah.
which is where you get programming you don't normally see, which I kind of like. But somewhere along the line, I started watching about Disney, and I get nothing but Disney
Disney
documentaries, and I watch all the time. If you watch
Mouse
one, then you
House.
think you like
Exactly.
it. All
Very
right.
true.
Other things happening in the world?
Yeah, so we've talked about this briefly, but the Miss Puerto Rico pageant is now kind of in the focus in the spotlight because a transgender male who's come out to say, my name is Gabriel Rodriguez Velasquez. I'm going to compete in the Miss Puerto Rico contest. I'm a man. I like to dress up as a woman. That is him describing his whole situation, which of course can be different for other people. The Senate president in Puerto Rico criticized the pageant organization regarding the inclusion of transgender contestants, threatened to pull all funding for the 75th Miss Universe pageant. They are currently holding a $1.5 million payment to the organization following concerns over contestant transparency. And several government leaders have opposed the inclusion of trans contestants in this female-driven pageant. Is nothing sacred? Why do the guys have to be in this? Can't you just leave us
I'm
something
with
for
you.
us?
Is that the embodiment of a woman? And
Yeah.
what that is that changing? What is a woman? And maybe we just got to say what a woman is. That you were born,
scared to.
as such.
It's
scared
not
to, man.
rocket science,
And
people.
if they need that,
Have a Miss Trans
There you go.
Universe
That's-
pageant.
that's the point I wanted to
I don't
say.
care. Get out of the women's sports. Get out of the women's locker room. Get out of women's pageants.
All right. You obviously have to have an opinion on
Yeah.
this, and we would love to hear from you. Flash at dailyflashshow.com. We have more coming up, so
Yep,
stick
stay with
around.
us.
Don't go anywhere. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It is Emotional Overeating Awareness Month, and today we're actually going to show you how you can break free from that diet culture, right? Here are some of the answers. Is author of The Liberation from the Diet Prison, A Journey to Body-Mind Harmony, is Regina Oswald. Regina, thank you so much for joining us today. I have a lot to say about what you're talking about, but first, what is your book all about?
Mitch, thank you so much for having me here. My book is about that internal war many of us have with our own bodies. From a very early age, we learn to fight with our bodies, to criticize it, to fix it. But all we need is to feel safe in our bodies, to enjoy living in our bodies. So when we change those relationships, everything changes. Our choices, our health, our life. Changing that self-talk to, I love my body and I'm ready to nurture it to health, helps us to return to who we were before world told us who to be.
I agree with that. And I think our relationship with food as well, because food is always there and we rely on it for emotional support and that sort of thing. And then when we hear like, well, you're going to have to move away from that because it's a diet, is that part of why you think so many diets fail?
Yes, because diets primarily focus on the food, but the real issue is our mindset.
Right.
Many of us, we do not eat out of hunger. We eat out of boredom, loneliness, stress, anxiety, out of control. Sometimes to numb the emotions that are too painful to feel, but the body does not cooperate on the stress. So we need to shift it to, thank you, body, for all the amazing things you do for me.
I like that. Yeah, it makes me alive every day. If you think about it, that's what my body does. Is that part of how your approach is different from other ways of thinking?
Yes, most approaches are two-dimensional. They focus on the food and on the physical activity, and that's what kept me in a diet prison for 30 years. I looked in the mirror and I did not see overweight woman, but I saw a woman who was in fight, in pain. She was fighting so strongly with herself for 30 years. And I used my weapons were food restrictions and physical activity as a punishment. And everything changed when I added third dimension, the mindset and the emotional patterns behind my choices. So my program focuses on nutrition as a nourishment, physical activity as a movement that required for our bodies, and a new mindset. So when all those three components are there, we stop struggling.
It makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure there's even more insight inside of your book here. We're talking to Regina Oswald here, and let's say one simple thing that people can do, let's say starting right now. What's that one simple thing?
I'll give our audience a very, very simple but powerful step.
Okay.
So stand up, get a glass of water, put a timer for 90 seconds, and walk in place. Just change your energy. That helps to change perspective. And then do one thing that most of us skip, praise yourself. Because when we praise ourselves, our brain releases dopamine. And that's not only makes us feel good, it makes us keep going. So those small things bring us to great results. And this is what my book is about small steps bringing to our original settings.
It's got a lot of insight, and again, that emotional eating, it's more powerful than a lot of people think. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, you at home, if you'd like to learn more about breaking free from the diet culture, you can head to reginaoswald.com. We'll also, of course, have links on our website. You can join that anytime you like. Just go to dailyflashshow.com/FMI. There and so much more you'll find right here on Daily Flash. We'll have more coming out right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Daily Flash. Well, as spring cleaning gets underway, now is the perfect time to freshen up your home and tackle those projects you've been putting off. Here's lifestyle expert Ashley Huron-Smith.
Spring cleaning season is here, and while many know Rust-Oleum for paints and coatings, it's also the name behind a lineup of cleaning products that can help tackle even the toughest messes. And I'll be honest, spring cleaning isn't exactly my favorite thing, so anything that makes it easier is a win in my book. Cleaning baked-on messes in the kitchen is one of those chores that I always put off, so let's start there. The Pink Stuff Miracle Cleaning Paste Squeezable is the viral sensation that cuts through baked-on grease, grime, and dirt on everything, from cookware and ovens to tiles and sinks. And the squeezable tube makes it easy to apply, making those deep spring cleaning jobs faster and honestly, a lot more satisfying. And if you're like me, the bathroom is probably the last place you want to spend your time cleaning, but this really helps speed things up. Mean Green's refillable ultra-powered concentrate bathroom cleaner is water-based and removes tough soap scum and buildup on hard and soft surfaces, leaving showers, tubs, and tile looking like new. Plus, the refillable design helps reduce plastic waste and lasts up to 4 times as long as a regular bottle of cleaner, so it's a smart choice for your home. For bigger spring projects, Crud Cutter Original Cleaner and Degreaser is what many people call the duct tape of cleaning. It tackles everything from grease and oil to paint and stains and works on surfaces all around the home, from kitchen cabinets to garage floors and even fabrics. And for outdoor spaces, Moldex cleaners are perfect for removing stains from mold, mildew, and algae. Whether it's siding, patios, or brick, they help restore your home's curb appeal just in time for warmer weather. After a long winter, seeing that difference outside is one of the most satisfying parts of spring cleaning. For more, visit Rust-Oleum.com.
As Motorcycle Safety Awareness Month gets underway, riders are being reminded how important it is to stay protected on the road. Here's more.
This is the third year of the Airbag Save campaign that we put on at Cycle Gear, really to spread awareness around this wearable airbag technology that's really come into its own over the past few years. It's been mandated at the highest levels of racing for a decade, but really at the consumer level now, keeping riders safe.
I was about to go get some food with my friends. We approached an intersection. At the corner of my eye, I saw a car blew through a stop sign. I attempted to swerve the bike out of the way, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that. So the car unfortunately T-boned me, and I got flung off my motorcycle, hitting my back and neck onto a curb. But thankfully, I was wearing my airbag and my helmet. I'm very much a adopter. I don't get out of my house without my airbag and my helmet. It's a no-brainer for me every day, and it will never change that anymore.
Well, at Cycle Gear, we like to say prepare for the slide, not the ride. So helmet, jacket, gloves, pants, and boots, top to bottom. And we'd love for folks to be wearing airbags. You can go to cyclegear.com/airbags if you want to learn about airbags specifically, or you could visit one of our 165 locations around the country. Making sure that you're safe out there is what we like to talk about at Cycle Gear.
Spring entertaining, it is back, and it's all about simple, smart ideas that still feel pretty impressive. Joining us right now with the perfect pairings is chef and TV personality, Julie Hartigan. Julie, tell us, what are some of the trends that you are actually seeing for spring entertaining?
So we're seeing a trend towards more approachable entertaining and a lot of creativity, and that all starts with Wisconsin cheese. The first thing is to always start by looking for the Proudly Wisconsin cheese badge. When we talk about Wisconsin, we're talking about the state of cheese, crafting half of the nation's specialty cheese and offering more than 600 types, styles, and varieties. It's really about discovering new flavors, new pairings, and making everyday moments feel more special. So some easy pairings. I love Wood River Creamery Cheddar Gruyere. You can just add oat cakes, fresh blueberries, a drizzle of caramel. It's that perfect sweet and savory bite. For something a little unexpected, try Marika aged Gouda with Panforte, pomegranate molasses, and pink peppercorn. Both of these cheeses are crafted by Wisconsin master cheesemakers, which can take up to 15 years to complete. It's like getting a PhD in cheese. So something to wow guests, this Belgioso burrata is always a crowd favorite, soft and creamy. You just pair it with berries, granola, a drizzle of honey, and a favorite tip: don't waste any cheese. If you have little bits left over, you can make this really easy Wisconsin cheese lovers spread. Just blend them with a little garlic and white wine till it's smooth and creamy. For something a little unexpected, I love going in a sweet direction. I'll pair Kingston Amish Farms blue cheese with a sugar cookie and just a little sage. Or this one surprises people every time. Start with Sartori Black Pepper Bellavitano. Black peppercorn is actually a fruit, so it pairs fabulously with raspberries and orange zest. So for more great recipes like this, go to wisconsincheese.com, and always remember, look for the Proudly Wisconsin cheese badge in the specialty cheese case at your local supermarket.
You have made us very hungry. Those are great suggestions. We're going to post this information on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI. Well, as Financial Literacy Month comes to a close, many young Americans are rethinking their financial wellness. Joining us now to break it down and share practical financial wellness tips is Dr. Erica Razier, Chief Financial Wellness Advisor at Beyond Finance.
Hi, I'm Dr. Erica Razier, Chief Financial Wellness Advisor at Beyond Finance. One of the biggest shifts we're seeing in financial wellness is that Gen Z and millennials are not failing at money. The system has changed and they are adapting in real time. Our latest survey shows nearly 80% of young Americans are using what's called survival spending, focusing on immediate needs like rent, groceries, and debt. In fact, 45% say they would use a tax refund to pay bills or reduce debt, and many are relying on short-term strategies just to stay afloat. But what this really tells us is that financial wellness today looks different. It's less about long-term perfection and more about stability, flexibility, and making informed decisions day to day. We're even seeing nearly 40% turning to tools like AI to help guide those financial choices. If you're feeling overwhelmed, start small. Focus on one step you can take this week, like reviewing expenses or setting aside a little money. Small wins build confidence and momentum. For more tips and resources, visit beyondfinance.com.
Okay, check this out. The Backstreet Boys made headlines with their hilarious Super Bowl commercial, and now they have their sights set on the next halftime show. AJ McLean pitched the idea of the band headlining the 2027 Super Bowl halftime show. The NFL tried to make it happen once before with the guys way back in 2001, but they declined, opting to sing the national anthem instead. Super Bowl 61 will end on Valentine's Day. The SoFi Stadium event in Los Angeles will likely affect the decision of who will headline the halftime show. I feel like they fall into that Hollywood bubble.
I think you're right. I think, who do you go after? I mean, you're the NFL, you want people just to tune in to see. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And really, if you think about it, they approve it, but isn't Apple or whoever presents it the one that picks the point?
Sponsor, yeah. We're not done yet. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson.
A happily engaged couple get put to the test when an unexpected revelation sends their wedding week off of the rails. This is today's must-watch movie, The Drama.
Ready and turn. Nice.
The wedding is this Saturday. What stories are you gonna do?
What do you mean, my speech?
Yeah. Are you gonna use the first time we met?
Yes.
Okay, what about the first date?
Yeah, of course. You don't have to do a speech.
So you're saying Charlie is your first love?
Yeah.
First love or your first crush?
Both, I think. What, is that insane?
At 30?
So I want to say this thing about her laugh. You know how it's very cute, but it's also kind of
repulsive even.
All right, so before we got married, we did this thing where we said the worst thing we've ever done.
Okay. I'll tell mine if we all do it. Promise?
What did you do?
This dog.
Beer bottles and porn.
You left him there overnight.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing I've ever done?
Okay,
Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna order an Uber.
Emma, what the
Am I sensing some nerves? Remember, you know each other really well.
You have to stop thinking about it.
Can't just say stop thinking.
So you are thinking about it.
I am thinking about it now.
How can you even trust her?
You're being incredibly hypocritical.
I never said he was mentally disabled.
Yes, you did. You said he was slow. You said he was slow. Emma, true love is complicated. Sorry. I was just trying to do your stupid joke thing. It's about acceptance, radical acceptance.
Why are you acting like you've never done anything bad?
What was that?
I don't know. Just, there's some drama. It's very funny.
All right, looks like a romantic comedy, even though the name is The Drama. All right. Thanks so much for spending time with us today.
For more information on any of today's stories, be sure to visit dailyflashshow.com.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, y'all.